Guru Nation, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. It really means a lot to me. As you can tell by the title, I got a question today from somebody who says, hey, would it be cool if you have anything to say about potential layoff trends as we enter into the recession and seeing the biggest companies continue to do layoffs? So yes, today I just saw it. Facebook laid off and is shutting down businesses that are ancillary to what they do, their core products. There's a lot of other Fortune 500 companies. You haven't heard any pharma companies, right? And biotechs are always volatile. Now, one can argue, okay, early stage research might suffer because the early stage biotechs are having a harder time getting funding or getting funding at lower valuations, which kind of drives the prices down, basically, for phase one work, early phase work. But if you look at, let's just take Pfizer. Pfizer's profits last year, mostly due to COVID vaccine, were all-time high. Every pharma company who's kind of involved in this vaccines, and unfortunately due to COVID, you had a lot of people developing, and in some cases due to long COVID, people developing other illnesses that they then need medications for. So that's one of the unfortunate reasons why our industry is always doing well, is unfortunately people get sick, and it looks like life expectancy for the first time ever in the United States actually decreased. Stat nerd, put the actual stats in the comments, but the macro of what I'm saying is true, at least from my understanding. So I think phase 2 and 3 and 4 are actually increasing, and it always takes a while for the phase 1s to kind of filter themselves out. Matter of fact, many phase 1s never make it to phase 2, but phase 2s, if they get positive outcomes from their phase 2 trials, they usually do phase 3, and the budget's not really going to be a concern this time around because these are well capitalized companies, and then the CROs are beneficiaries of all this. The groups that might struggle are the tech vendors that are not profitable. So the tech vendors that spend money with no plans on actually making a profit, being a real business. We are already seeing a lot of those companies in our industry on the tech side cutting back. We're seeing that. At the same time, we're seeing the CROs absorb some of this technology into their ecosystem. The CROs are profitable. All the CROs are coming off record high years. So that budget for the next 2 years at least is already there. When you're talking about going from phase 2 to phase 3, I mean, these are multi-year plans. And even the biotechs are doing well. I mean, the biotechs that have more than just proof of concept, maybe they're already in phase 1 trials and the results are promising. They already have partnerships with some of the big pharma. I'm really happy to announce, like, one of the CEOs I interviewed, one of the first biotech CEOs I interviewed, Brian Coley from Lineage Cell Therapeutics, he signed a deal with Genentech a few months back. That's basically going to fund their clinical trials. Why? For the next decade, if not more. Why? Because their product, their investigational product, proves beyond a proof of concept. It actually proved phase 1, and it proved some efficacy and safety. So you have a lot of those biotechs that are able to prove efficacy and safety, that are landing deals with big pharma. And quite honestly, if the recession does anything, it's going to make big pharma bigger, because they're going to either sign favorable deals for themselves with these biotechs, or they're just going to outright acquire. So in our industry, I think we're going to come out of this recession with the big pharma being even bigger, with big CROs being even bigger. Now there's long-term ramifications beyond 10 years of how will the CROs adopt? Will they actually be able to be tech companies as well? Will decentralized trials take off? So I don't think clinical researchers need to be worried necessarily. You should be cautiously optimistic. So don't go making like huge life decisions about spending a lot of money and then hoping that you get promoted or hoping you get that job that you wanted to. That doesn't mean if you're in a place where you're not happy, you shouldn't look to move, because CROs, sites, sponsors, they're hiring. There's a hiring frenzy still going on. There's still a labor shortage. There's a lot of phase 2 and phase 3s. We're not seeing the activity from my site network decrease as far as feasibilities are concerned and new studies coming out. So there's new studies being planned. I haven't heard anyone that I've talked to at a CRO or sponsor level say they're cutting back their plans because of this recession. So I hate to say that our industry is exempt from this correction, but aspects of clinical research ecosystem I think are going to grow. And yeah, you might have some, like if you work at one of these tech vendors, or if you work at one of these VC-backed companies, or even these big companies that come from outside of research to try to do research, they're probably going to cut back because most other industries outside of healthcare are cutting back. So, Walgreens, Amazon, Facebook, Google, they're going to be thinking twice about investing in research. But pharma, that's their core competency. CROs, that's their core competency. So they're just going to get bigger. And I do think we might see some sites that are not well capitalized go out of business, because it might take longer, or you might have some study delays if you're a site. Like if the markets get really choppy, you might have some delays on trials, which did happen a lot in 2008. But so far, I can't say we're seeing that. Matter of fact, I'm seeing studies ending early because enrollment is going faster than anticipated. And I'm seeing the feasibilities keep coming out. If you go on clinicaltrials.gov and just look for new studies, you'll see if you go on Indeed or LinkedIn, people are hiring like crazy. Let me know what you think. Are people getting laid off at your organization? Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm just drinking my own Kool-Aid too much. But I really think our industry is probably one of the best protected industries right now to go into this recession. So if you are in this industry, thank God, or whomever it is that you thank for being in this industry. Thank yourself, if no one else. And if you're not in this industry, it's not too late. Get in. Once you're in for life. And as you can see, this is a great industry to be a part of. So hopefully that helps clarify some questions, ease some concerns. I'm not seeing it, but then again, tech vendors, maybe companies that got too big and tried to bite off more than they can chew, maybe companies from outside of research trying to jump on the research bandwagon, maybe. But otherwise, the fundamentals look strong, and I think the strong will get stronger, and I think the weak companies won't survive. But that happens in every market, good or bad. Weak companies just ultimately don't survive. Let me know what you think, Guru Nation. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Let me know your thoughts. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.